What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? It's Antwyone Washington, Studio 5 and Half 5 Photo. Thank you guys again for joining me for another episode of What's in Your Studio. Hey man, what's going on with your photos, baby? Man, we have a good day today. It is a wonderful day. It's really sunny outside. Well, it's too sunny outside for me as far as if I wanted to do some images. I would rather it'd be an overcast or something like that. But if it is sunny, then you will bring some instruments that you would need, like some type of diffusion. It could be a scrim, it could be a B flat or something to block the sun out, a board, anything that can help, you know, in the light of the natural light, as it can get really crazy. And some of the natural things you can do, like, you know, shower curtains. You can buy some sheer regular curtains you can buy and use those as scrims as well if you don't want to go big budget on things. And a quick frame you can make is some PVC pipe, but just be mindful. All that stuff costs. PVC pipe costs, and it can break and crack in movement if you have to take it apart and put it back together. So just be mindful of what you buy and make sure that it'll work for you. But I'm in the studio, so I love working in the studio. So we're going to do something that I love to do, which is backlighting, and I'm going to use a few things. The first thing I'm using my mirrorless camera, my R5 Mark II, I'm sorry, and I'm using a fixed 85 lens. It's always best to use a fixed lens. That way you can just change your position instead of the zoom in and out, because some zoom lenses do change the aperture. If you don't have one that does not, then you'll find that to be a fault inside your images, because some of the distances between the lighting, if you was to change your focal length, then it'll kind of change the f-stop and or shutter. Just depends on what type of lens it is, and it can change that, and then you'll have it either too light, too dark, hot spots, and it just doesn't look good. Well, we're going to be walking through how to set everything up and why I set it up this way. Same thing is, it's a too light look. I'm using a smaller, since I'm just doing my face and shoulders. I'm using a smaller a modifier here, and as it's just a strip light with a grid on it, and it's my 24-inch one, I think. And then you have, of course, my favorite 48-inch octabox shoot through by, I think this one is by Godox itself. So I got some from Newer, Godox, different brands I have all around me. I kind of like to have an eclectic, you know, use of different things, so it gives me different looks. It makes me feel, you know, original and light. I have two other diffusers coming. They'll be here tomorrow, so we're going to do another 2 light setup. You'll see those here later on, and I'm going to show you how to do a beautiful portraiture lighting scenario with two lights. And you can do this setup anywhere, any place, anyhow, and you will get the same symmetry of look. You can do it outside, indoors, under stuff. You know, you can do it. It's a beautiful lighting setup, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that style of lighting and why I love using it on that video. But this one's a backlit, and I'm going to be walking you through a little bit more step by step, and we'll go ahead and get that engagement started right now. Let's get into it. Well, here we are. So this is the 48-inch octabox. It's a shoot through, so you get a nice bounce of light. Where do you position your, I guess, your clients or the personnel? I get them as close as I possibly can to the light without them touching it. It's basically, you know, if I have my palm right here, I just want them in front of my palm. You know, they don't have to be hitting it. There's no, no distance forward. The further you go away, the more likely you have to change your lighting settings and things like that. So you get a different looks if they move forward and back. But naturally, if I can put my hand behind them, I'm fine with that force distance. And they will sit in front. I have my stool here. So I will sit in front, and I will basically just make sure that they're sitting there. You can see that whole frame as well. Okay, and that's just the first part of the lighting setup. what happens here is a flush of light comes through. You're a solid, or your subject is a solid mass. So you don't have something that was like plastic or sheer that's going to shine through the skin. It's going to wrap around the skin, but it has to have a stopping point up front here. So it'll basically wrap around the ears and highlight around what we call the edge lines. And it'll give you a beautiful lighting rendition. So that will be considered a silhouette lighting. So you can have your subject face towards the light, you know, doing poses, face to the side of the light to do poses, and facing forward doing poses as well. So you can get different looks and different shapes on that. There's another thing I love to do, what I call it's a black and white. It's kind of like a salt and pepper or light and dark, where I put a black B flat on half of this, and I have another light on this side. So you'll on the same side of the B flat, and I have this light on this the back light coming in. So you have this one with a nice trim of light on this side, but it's dark, and then you have a beautiful light rendition coming off of this side, but it's dark in the front, and it's lit in the front and dark in the back. So it's kind of like a salt and pepper, but we'll go ahead and do that one at a later time. So there's a lot of fun things you can do when you're looking at backlighting. So the other thing that I have is my strip bank light here with the grid on it. That's right here. So let's take a look at that. Hello again, it's me. So we're going to talk about a few things. I wanted to show you the camera placement here. The camera placement is basically, since this is a fixed lens, 85 fixed lens, is basically I have it positioned to where it hits my sternum on top of and go past probably an arm's length above where I can see the top of the light on this side. So this is already pretty much set in place. And then when you have the camera left side is where I have my strip bank light going into me. I'll be sitting here where you saw me before, and it'll be shining on one half of my face, and it'll just give me some feedback, some lighting back in the front of my face that will help aid in that. And you say, well, that's kind of dangerous to do. It is, because you have two lights that are kind of facing each other and a little bit. Hence the reason why I kept the grid on there, because I just wanted to capture bits and just a flow of light across my face. And I'll show you with the subject's face. What is something else that you can do in order for you to capture this, in order for you to have a beautiful light rendition? One of the other things I would do, and I'm going to get one of my diffusers off the wall over here. As we saw, the light will be behind you, and this here, I'll be knocking over my camera, I would normally put this light on top, like so. So I'll either be moving it forward a little bit, so the light can basically be kind of like an umbrella lighting, or I can lay it flat in front this way, very high, and tilt it just a little bit, where we can have a different style of lighting. It gets very, interesting how the light shows and flows with it, but I've done both, and I kind of like how they look. The other ways you can be very creative, and you can basically do a clam lighting if you wanted to. So you have the backlight and a clam lighting setting, which is a beautiful light. That means the light's up on top and the light's up on the bottom, facing you like a clam. Have you clammed in, and that light's there. There's so many different ways that you can kind of look at lighting, but I love having a light right above the head, where it's just probably like this much of it is capturing, let me say right there, like this much is kind of falling forward of the face. I kind of like that. It's one of my go-tos. So, and yes, doesn't matter what size modifier you use. It could. I usually use a bigger one. I probably use a 30, 36, 34, 38, something of that nature. But we have a strip bank, and we have larger strip banks on the wall, but I'm not needing that because I'm not doing a full body. If I was doing a full body, I would use my Scrim, have this light basically be a naked bulb, and have it shine through, as I probably have two lights going, and so I can have an even flow of light. Have it further away, and that light would just be flashing through from the back, give me a beautiful light. And we're going to be doing that a few times here, and I'll get some video of that as well. So, but let's get to work, as I say, and we're gonna kind of see what's actually happening as we're doing the shots itself. All right, let's go. Okay, while I'm waiting for my camera to connect with my iPad here, it's given me, took some time to set the lights up. Now, I'm at a f-stop. Let's see, I can look on here. My camera's at 1/60th at a 1/60th of a shutter speed at a f-stop of 7.0 at an ISO 200. You say, why would you want to be at an ISO 200 when you could do a backlit? Well, for me, I'm always like caution of error. I want to be a little bit more stronger image. I don't want to go past 7 with my f-stop, because I like the look that is for me. It's right in between where I can have all the attention I want to have to the image, and it's not too strong. All the details are not too strong. So the first thing you do after you get it set up, which we are set up right now, the other thing, and we're using an iPad right now, just want to let you know that, and we're using the Canon download app that's on here for that. I do like using Capture One when I'm doing my shoots, my live shoots. Just gives me an opportunity to set up certain looks that I like, so when I'm shooting, it'll give me the rendition of the look live. So, and that'll play out into my storyboard as well. So it just gives all of us confidence that we're on the right track. But when I'm doing training, I kind of like to go through the process so you can see everything without it being manipulated in any type of way. So this gives you raw data, and I really like that, so I don't need to manipulate it. And if I wanted to, just as I can with Capture One, if I wanted to, I can change anything I want here to change the camera, so I don't have to go back to the camera. Only thing I can't change is my lighting with this one, with the strobes lighting, I should say. But other than that, I really am excited about it. The other thing too, when you have something connected that you can see something with a bigger screen, it gives you an opportunity to make some immediate changes. So that's what you normally do. Well, the first thing I did is I dialed in my backlight first, and I had this one off. But then I dialed in this light to see what it looks like. I'm gonna take a few shots. I did it with my trusty assistant over there. I have a mannequin, I don't know if you can see it in there, probably in that chair, that I use all the time for my lighting testing. But since my mannequin doesn't have any pigment on it, so I would have to definitely test my skin complexion just to make sure that the lighting does fit the need that I'm looking for. And then the other thing that I want to check out is, I'll really look for is if I'm doing a black and white, or if I'm doing to keep it in color, if I'm doing something fun, changing some things out, we can do that as well. But right now, I would say I'm going to try to keep it in color, maybe black and white, since I have a light top on, my hair is dark, my skin is a little pigmented dark. So I may be doing to do that black and white, so it'll give it a little nice transformation look. All right, so we're going to go ahead and show you the strip bank light. So I can see in there, I can see in my viewfinder what the light looks like right now, or excuse me, what from what the natural light looks like right now. But we're just testing this light here, and that's what I'm looking for. All right. All right, so I see the light just fill into where I'm at. That's pretty good for what I want. I don't want a lot of fall off. I really want to point it. I want some directional light. I don't think it's going to compete with this light at all. In the back, as I see how the distance of the light, you will ask. Again, it's just basically arm's length, okay? It's arm's length. And maybe if I was sitting a little bit where my natural seating is, again, it's just right there, okay? So that's the distance. And then this light, of course, this is wrapping around me. The closer I am to it, the tighter the wrap is. The further I am, the more, the kind of like, you'll get more feathery around you. So I'm gonna try to keep it as tight as the wrap around as minimum as possible, so it's not a lot of flare coming off that will come around the wrap around in itself. So we have that light set up pretty well, so I'm going to go ahead and turn this. All right, so we got the back light turned on, this guy's turned on, and we're going to go take our first shot. So with this, I'm sorry, what type of pose should I do when I do this? So if I think about this, I have light coming in on this side and I have light in the back side. For me as a guy, I'm thinking that this is more of a sporty thing, more of an action thing. So I'm just gonna have an action look. I'm just gonna make sure that feeling is there. Make sure that wraparound is good. Go back just a little bit more. The wraparound's good, and I'm just gonna go right there into this pose. I'm looking dead at the lens. I'm kind of building out like this, and I'm gonna go right. So awesome, beautiful. So now you see this big bevel of light going across both sides of me. I have this fill light that gives me some type of gives me attention on the camera left side. It will be the client's right side, but camera left side. It just gives me enough light to kind of giving you the illusion that this light hit all the way around. It just made it feel like that. So that's all I want to do. I don't want to brighten up the front as much. I don't want to take too much away from the impact of the backlight. I really like that. You can have any type of thing happens. So let's go ahead and do a side profile with this light here. So I want you to see something really quick. All right. So you see there, see how that light just flattens all the way out on here? But it still gives you a salt and pepper look. The salt and pepper look is my hair is really dark. This side of my face is lit a little bit, and this side is pretty much blown out. But it's really no texture there, okay? So that's why when you're positioning your lights, you want to make sure you don't flatten it out. That's why the grid is there. It gives you that motion, that emotion that you want. So let's try that again. Right? Head is down, looking at the thing. The emotion is there. It's closing in, and you have that. But if I want to turn just slightly to the strip bank light here, I can turn slightly there, and I can possibly, since this hand will kind of cater as you'll see some light coming into this hand, and also the wrap around here. So I'm gonna put it on my head, and I'm just gonna come up to the light, looking at that, make sure my whole body's in the frame, and then I'm gonna turn just a tad bit. Right? As you can see, now that light is flush right there on the front of my face. My hand is lit. You see the back is pretty much lit out of its sockets right now, and you have such an amazing kind of transitional light, and it's peaking into that bridge where you want to make sure that you don't turn so far that you will cut the illusion of what this light is doing. Okay, so just make sure we're doing all those fun things, and we'll have a great time. So I'm gonna take a natural, serious picture that we'll post here, and we'll make sure that this one was pretty amazing itself. All right. Posture is always important. Shoulders up, and I'm gonna turn just a tad bit. Turn my head back just a tad bit. Make sure I'm in focus. Very strong, very pointed view. It makes you look important. It's very dramatic. You have all the things that you need to have. I have the light coming across here, have the shaping of the light that's there, and that's something that I can live with, and I can definitely know that'll be something beautiful that I will love to keep a part of my storyboard when I'm thinking about just having something that's more theatric, something that's user-friendly to a goal that you want to, a message that you want to build out. It could be something with sunglasses, it could be something with a piece of jewelry, it could be anything. You can do this and have so much fun with it in itself. So because it's edge lighting called rim lighting, this light is wrapping around. So there's so many fun things to do and how you can make this occur. Now in post-production, I'll show you some fun things you can do in post-production as well. I'll just show you the images, but if you want to learn more, just stay tuned. I will probably put in another video about that as well. But up until then, guys, I really do thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me. My name is Antwyone Washington. This is Studio 5 and High Five Photo. This has been another episode of What's in Your Studio. And what's wrong with your photos, baby?